Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this channel if this is your first time, or to welcome you back if this is not your first time. So today's reading, I am actually so excited about it because we are going to be looking at the next relationship that is entering your life. Even though the main idea is, of course, relationships of the romantic nature, I didn't only want to restrict it to that because I know that not everyone is looking for a romantic relationship. And so that's why I decided to keep it open in case a message of like friendship or soul family member type relationship, that kind of thing, wanted to come into. So that's why the title of the reading and the nature of the reading is somewhat ambiguous. But having said that, it's going to be very exciting to see what comes out of the reading today. So we have 4 piles to choose from today. And this time, I don't know, it felt somewhat symbolic to attach the Divine Doors Oracle to this reading's piles, because we are looking at the relationship that is entering your life, you know, if you get it. So yeah, it sort of called to me and here we are. So you get to choose between these 4 doors. And as I always say, you may watch as many as you like, but generally the first one that like has the strongest pull on you, or that you feel the most drawn to, or that like catches your eye the most, or if there's any sort of intuitive inkling that you get towards a specific pile, then generally that is going to be the most like accurate for you generally. But as I say, there may be more than a few messages that you need to hear or that are meant for you. So yeah, watch as many as you like. But the piles go as follows. We start off from the left hand side and move towards the right. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. So those are your piles. You can sort of tune out, listen to your intuition, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, do all of that kind of jazz. Anything that really helps you center and ground into the present moment so that you could make the most accurate choice. But other than that, I'm gonna leave you here to choose. And whenever you are ready, you can go into the description box down below and click on the timestamp that you need to jump to your specific pile. So happy choosing, and I will see you in your pile in just a bit. Hello, pile number 1. This is your reading. Welcome. I hope that you are excited to see the next relationship that is entering your life. So you chose this door over here, which I have to confess is definitely my favorite one out of all of the different doors in the deck. And yeah, this one fell out of the deck first, so hence why it's representing your pile. But anyway, let's see what the message behind your door is first and foremost. So this says the Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. Okay, so this kind of tells me, this speaks of like adventure to me, and possibly some unexpected twists and turns. And so, yeah, I kind of already get the sense that your next relationship may be quite a ride. It may be quite adventurous and quite eventful as well. So yeah, let's see what the cards actually say, because this is just the first bit. I don't actually even know where to put it. I haven't really figured it out because we're going to have quite a lot of cards to go through. It's quite a stack here. So Yeah, anyway, well, I'll figure it out as we go. But the way that this reading is going to go, I'm going to quickly talk you through the outline of this reading. So first we're gonna we're gonna tackle this pile of oracle cards, and these oracle cards will give us a description of the nature of the next relationship that is entering your life. So we will find out more about what it's going to be like, possibly just some like generalization of energies that will just give us an understanding of what is to come. And after we have looked at the oracle cards, we are then going to move on to the tarot portion. And the tarot cards are going to be telling us the lessons that this next relationship is going to be teaching you, as well as the blessings that it will bring into your life. Then we're going to look at some tea leaves oracle cards to give us some last important pieces of information regarding your next relationship. So this is just going to be some bits and pieces of information that you need to know about the next relationship. And finally, we're going to close the reading off with some advice from Spirit, as always. So that's today's reading. And as I said, I hope you're excited. But let's get into the cards now. Okay, we're starting off with hyena. We also have acceptance. We have arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Oh, we have spider. Luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Foundation and achievements, another number 4. That's interesting. You have 4 and 4. And finally, oh, we have dragonfly. Okay. So pile number 1, I have a feeling that the next relationship that is coming into your life is going to teach you, and I know that I'm sort of like rushing ahead because we are going to be looking at the lessons that this relationship is teaching you more specifically in the next part of the reading, but I have a feeling that this relationship is going to teach you to lower your guard, or to sort of break down your walls and learn to trust a little bit more. And the reason why I feel that that is going to be is because I'm first going to focus on these 2 cards. We have the hyena and we have the dragonfly. So the dragonfly is, to me, a card that speaks of illusions, that speaks of things sort of playing tricks on you, or circumstances or situations creating optical illusions, things that appear on the surface as one thing, actually being something different underneath. And it's kind of the same thing with hyena. Hyena is also a very like secretive, almost like this, I don't want to say like a manipulation, like a manipulative type of energy, but it's an energy that is showing one side of something and hiding the other. Like we see here on this moon as well, you can see that half of this moon is illuminated, but the other half is in shadow. And the hyena, especially because it's like, hyenas are very famous for their laughs, right? But they are not actually like very funny, cuddly, sweet creatures at all. And so that's why this card speaks of like only seeing one side of something is probably the best way to say it. And so it kind of makes me feel that the next relationship that is entering your life is going to be something that at first seems like it's going to be a whole sort of different relationship than what it truly is going to become. So you may have like certain expectations, or you may have a certain idea of where the relationship is going to go and how you and this person is going to, or how you and this person are going to progress. But I almost feel like whenever you start assuming something, things are going to sort of take a different turn. And I'm not saying that it's going to be a turn for the worse, or it's like a bad thing that things are going to not play out the way that you imagine. But I do feel like thanks to those sort of, as I said, twists and turns from this Odyssey card, right? Thanks to those twists and turns and these unexpected shifts that this relationship is going to bring, it's going to challenge you to sort of be willing to adapt with those changes. Again, we have this card, acceptance. And so I do feel like this relationship is almost going to challenge you to open up your mind and open up your heart to what is actually happening rather than what you would like to happen or what you would like to have happen. Because I kind of get the feeling, pile number one, and I'm not calling you out here, but I kind of get the feeling that you may have some control issues when it comes to relationships, that you feel a very, very strong need to be in control, to sort of take charge in your relationships. Even if you're doing it more in a subtle way, even if you're not necessarily like pushy or overbearing in relationships, I feel that there is an undercurrent of always wanting to sort of make sure that you're safe, always wanting to map out the situation in your mind and sort of feel your way through what is happening at all times, making sure that you know where you are going. And I'm also sort of like, I just noticed that we have these arrows on both of these cards. I don't know how I didn't notice that before, but we have the arrow over here because obviously this card is representative of the zodiac sign Sagittarius, which is the bow and arrow. But yeah, so with both of these arrows here, there's something about direction, is what I'm feeling with this next relationship. It's like you may want to steer the direction of the relationship, but I feel like it's not going to be possible. But I don't want you to like get freaked out or think that that's a bad thing. On the contrary, I think that it's actually a very, very good thing, because I feel like the thing that is sort of usual for you, or that you have done a lot in the past, is that you've possibly been trying to like turn the relationships that you've experienced into something that you want them to be. But I feel like with this next one, it's not going to be as easy for you as you have managed to, you know, act in the past. But I feel that that's actually a good thing, because when that sort of sense of power is taken away from you, or where you feel possibly somewhat like vulnerable or exposed or defenseless, that's what I feel with this arrow energy, defenseless. That is when you will actually have the possibility to see, possibly for the first time in your life, that there is still going to be an energetic safety net around you, that the universe has got your back. The universe is looking out for you, and you can trust that things are always going to work out exactly how they are meant to. And I feel that the universe is supporting you with both of these cards, with Luck is on your side and Spider. I do feel like the divine is playing a hand in this connection somehow, and that they are wanting to sort of, teach you a lesson of lowering your guard and finding more faith, finding more trust in situations where you are not in control. Because with this foundation and achievement, I do feel that you're actually a lot more safe than you realize. You're actually a lot more protected than you realize. So you do have a strong foundation on which to rely. Again, like the spider with its web, you are supported, definitely. And I feel like the relationship has the potential to grow into something very, very solid as well. But I do feel like it's not going to grow or develop in the way that you expect it to, or in the way that you may even want it to. But again, this seems like a bigger lesson for you from the universe. This is a massive, massive growth experience for you. Now, I can't necessarily say whether this is going to be like a romantic connection or a friendship connection. It could really be either. It could even be both at the same time. But I am more leaning towards a romantic relationship, just because it seems like the sort of the testy nature of that connection or the relationship is it's going to help you open up. And so I feel like this person is coming in more of a romantic capacity for you. So that is what I feel as the general sort of energy for the relationship that is coming in. But let's now move on to the tarot portion and see what sort of lessons this relationship is going to teach you and what sort of blessings it is going to bring. So let's start with the lessons first. Okay, we have the Three of Wands in reverse with the Magician and Divine Wisdom. Okay. And we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Oh my God, exactly. So yeah, exactly. That's the walls coming down. The Nine of Wands reversed. The Empress and the Page of Cups. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. Let's start with the lessons first. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse. We have the Magician and we have this Divine Wisdom card, which is an extra addition to this specific deck, which is the Moonchild Tarot. And what these three cards are telling me is that, first and foremost, you will understand why certain relationships or endeavors have not succeeded in the past. What has gone wrong? What has hindered your success or your progress in the past? The Three of Wands in reverse, to me specifically, of like some sort of disappointment or some sort of expected rewards not being delivered. So I do feel like you are going to understand, or you're going to have this aha moment with this Divine Wisdom here too, of like why that was. So you will have clarity regarding the past and your past relationships if you have them, or simply your past endeavors if you don't have any like solid committed relationships that you've been through. But the other thing that I'm feeling here is that this relationship will actually teach you how you don't always have to be the one who controls everything with the Magician, and that the best results come from you acting from a place of divine insight, divine inspiration, working together with the divine. So I feel like this relationship is actually going to teach you to sort of not necessarily take a back seat, but just to learn to incorporate the divine more into your plans, into your endeavors, rather than trying to sort of do everything single-handedly or purely focusing on your will and on your personal power. Because I feel like, again, if you try to do that, at times it will lead you astray. It will lead you to certain outcomes that you don't actually want to arrive at. But tuning into that higher wisdom, tuning into that intuition and divine guidance that you have access to within yourself, that will ensure that you are always sort of listening to your soul's truth and always on the right path. So as I said, this is major growth energy for you. And this relationship is definitely coming in to teach you a lot about yourself. But now we also have these blessings, and we have the Nine of Wands reversed with the Empress and the Page of Cups. And I love all of these three cards because all of them together and also individually are talking about opening up, are talking about vulnerability, especially the Empress and the Page of Cups. These are very much like emotionally receptive and vocal and honest energies, expressing what it is that you feel, expressing what it is that you want, and also being willing to let love, let abundance, let care, let nurturing in as well. And as I already said, the Nine of Wands in reverse is like a very straightforward card in this context, because it's talking about finally lowering your guards, lowering your walls, or breaking down those walls. So I feel like, especially if you have been sort of wanting to connect with people, wanting to find that like soul level connection with someone, but always feeling somewhat like on edge or having trust issues, not really wanting to let anyone in fully, or feeling like you have difficulty actually opening up to the love that you are craving so much, then it seems like this relationship actually has the potential to help you break those walls down, and to help you open up, and to help you become more loving, more caring, more expressive, but also to learn to accept and take that in from the other person too. So it can become a much more emotionally tuned and emotionally connected relationship. And with the Empress, again, it seems like there is so much potential for growth, for expansion, for abundance, for prosperity. And because especially we have the Page of Cups here, it sort of makes me think of like emotional abundance, or feeling like your emotional needs are being met, like you are getting the attention and the care and the love that you need from someone, and wanting to grow from that place even more, wanting to expand with that person even more, being willing to show your true self to that individual too. So yeah, this seems like it's going to be a massive lesson for you, especially in the realm of trust and in the realm of opening up and relinquishing control, releasing your need to like micromanage the universe, or make sure that the connection is following a specific plan according to your vision. So this looks really, really good, and really exciting and promising as well. But let's move on to the next part of the reading, which is the last two. What is it? Okay, never mind. It's almost the last part, so there's not that much left to sit through anymore, don't worry. But we're going to look at these 4 tea leaf oracle cards, and again, as I said, these are going to show us what else do you need to know about this relationship, what else Spirit has to say to you regarding this relationship. We have Vine, seek out information that will help you. I feel like this is you connecting to the divine, again, gaining that divine assistance. Ooh, we have Apple, temptation will test you. Okay, yeah, again, I feel like this is going to be somewhat difficult for you, especially at the beginning, to relinquish that control, to stay open-minded, to allow yourself to go with the flow and to put your fears aside. So I do feel like temptation will definitely test you. We have cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life. So this is definitely going to be, as I said, it's not going to be like an easy connection. It's not going to be something that you just like waft through and it's all going to be like rainbows and butterflies. This is going to be a kind of relationship that takes you on twists and turns, that gives you unexpected curveballs, and all of those things are uncomfortable. Okay, even if they are in essence actually good for you, even if they are in essence actually blessings to help you to get to where you truly want to go, the process in and of itself can be very like Again, very triggering at times, especially because of all of the barriers and the protective layers that you have that we were talking about before. And finally, we have Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You are actually a lot more secure, a lot more protected than you realize. And Spirit is bringing about this relationship because I feel like now you are ready to actually sort of learn and rise above the sort of the pitfalls and the places where you maybe used to trip up in past relationships, right? Possibly the triggers that took place in your past connections or just in your past experiences in general were a bit too big. And so you weren't really in a place where you could face those fears and overcome them. There still needed some things within you to be built up. And I feel like now, because again, we have this spider here and we had this foundations and achievements card here. Now you are in this space where you have built yourself up sufficiently, or you are protected enough, secure enough, that you are now able to start sort of allowing those walls to come down. But again, as I said, and like looking at all of these cards here, it's not going to be like a joyride. It's going to be something that tests you. It's going to be something that challenges you. But you do have this the support of the divine, and all you really need to do is just reach out and connect to that deep part of your soul, and you will be fine. You will be fine. But pile number 1, we have gotten to the end of your reading, and we only have one last oracle card to look at, and this is going to be advice from Spirit to you regarding this next relationship. So let's see. We have, oh my God, we have number 44 again. We had 4 here, and now we have number 44. So 4 is definitely a very important number for you. And 4, numerologically speaking, is also a number of strength, of stability, of structure, of foundation. So again, I feel like Spirit is just constantly wanting to reinforce the notion that you are safe, you are protected, you are very, very solid, and you don't have to be afraid. But we have the message of get to know each other, learn to meet another's need for love. Yeah, so as I said, this relationship is definitely going to be a very interesting one. It's going to take you on a ride like we see here on this boat. And it's not going to be what you expect, but I feel like it's going to bring a lot of very, very cool realizations and places of growth for you. And I also feel like what Spirit is saying is that, again, get to know the other person. Don't dismiss them straight off the bat just because the relationship is different than what you are used to, or because things are progressing in a different way than you are used to, or because this person makes you feel certain emotions that you haven't felt before that may be uncomfortable, or again, may be somewhat like triggering in some way. Don't dismiss that person, because yeah, it's not going to be what you expect, but again, it's for the better. So give it a chance, stay open-minded with that Sagittarian energy, stay open-minded, explore, be willing to take in new information, new experiences, and see what happens, because it does seem like it's going to be a really, really rewarding experience in the end. Pile number 1. Wow, very exciting times ahead for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I hope that it was fun for you. And if you resonate with this energy, if you recognized yourself, and if you recognized your past relationships and all of that, then please let me know in the comment section, or you can just give me a thumbs up as well, and that will let me know that this resonated for you. It means so much to know that these readings are actually useful to someone. And if you haven't already, but if you would like to hang out with me in the future, don't forget to subscribe and join my Feather Tribe. But other than that, any information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you're interested. But that's it. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you are excited, because I definitely am. I'm so excited for the messages and to see what your next relationship is going to be like. But you chose this specific door, and we are first going to start off with this message here to see what we're starting off with. So this says, freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine sacred reason. Okay, so it seems like this next relationship may be something that is like very, very expansive, or that offers a lot of potential for growth, for experiencing new things, for experiencing new places, new people. Yeah, and it also seems like something where you will feel like you're free, or you won't feel tied down or oppressed or oppressed in any single way. It may be like a very laid back relationship as well. But I also got this, like, I don't know. I got this, I don't know. It's a message for someone, possibly not everyone. But I also got the message that you may meet your person whilst traveling. So there's that. But anyway, that's kind of the first message from your door that you chose. So it's going to be interesting to see what the other cards say next. But yeah, we're going to move on to them straight. Yeah, straight after the door thing. So anyway, we have all of these oracle cards to go through, and just to quickly give you an overview of what this reading is actually going to be like. We are first going to focus on these oracle cards, and they will describe the nature of the next relationship that is entering your life. So we will give, we will find out a nice little generalized energy thing here, and then we're going to move on to tarot and get some more specific messages about what that relationship will teach you, and also what sort of blessings it will bring you. And then we're going to look at some tea leaf oracle cards, and those will tell us what else you need to know about your relationship. So those are going to be more even more specific messages from Spirit that you need to know. And finally, we're going to close the reading out with some advice from Spirit, of course, as always. But let's get straight to these oracle cards and see what we can find out. So we have Frog. Oh, we have Pleasure. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Oh, Identity. Yeah, okay. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Ooh. There's Patience and Owl. Okay, cool. So let me just fidget around with the cards a bit. I feel like the next relationship that is entering your life is actually going to be quite transformative for you, and in the best way possible, because I am looking at this Pleasure card and I'm looking at this Frog, and it does sort of seem that you do have something to get out of your system, something to release, something to make peace with, and allow it to be washed away, allow it to be like set free and eliminated from your life, so that you could move forward with a lighter heart, with a more joyful and wholesome sense of being again. Because I'm looking at the Frog and this Owl together, and I mean, the Owl, to me, the Owl is like one of my spirit animals. I even have an owl little trinket here too. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see it. Like an owl trinket here that my best friend gifted me. So yeah, I have a special connection to owls, and And owls are like sort of historically and archetypally very much associated with wisdom, with knowledge and experience. And I do feel that you do have lots of knowledge, lots of experience, and not all of those experiences have necessarily been enjoyable and pleasant and good and fun and lighthearted and all of those things. So with the frog here, the frog is all about cleansing. It's about purification and sort of getting back to that core self. And both of those cards together, this is what this is telling me, that this relationship is going to help you sort of wash some of that past stuff away, some of that past baggage that you are still carrying with you. And I feel like being able to do that, like we had here, right? Freedom flows. Being able to set yourself free is what is going to actually allow you to start experiencing life in a lot more colorful way again. We also have this expect powerful change and this identity as the sort of the center card of the reading. And so it does seem like your personality is going to be going through a bit of a transformation. The way that you see things, the way that you behave in relationships, and the way that you resonate with other people, it's going to change. But also with the patience card, it's going to take time. I feel like this next relationship is something that will start that transformation process. It's almost like a catalyst that will sort of slowly but surely, one step at a time, set you free from the past and bring about this transmuting experience or this transmuting energy. But I feel like it's something that needs to be sort of a priority for you, or it needs to be something that you set ahead of the other person's like needs or wishes or wants. With this make plans and focus, it's like you need to stay on track. You need to stay dedicated and committed to this path of setting yourself free and opening yourself up to like positive, good things again, and not allow yourself to get like dragged down because of what you have experienced in the past. And I'm also saying it because with this freedom flows, as we were discussing before, it does seem like the relationship itself has got quite a lot of freedom in there, or like freedom is an important part of it. And so with the identity card being the center card here too, it does tell me that this relationship, as transformative and helpful as it is, it's still like you won't be losing yourself in that connection. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things here, because maybe in the past, that's what you have done. That's what has happened, that you have placed too much emphasis on the other person, on the relationship, and you possibly have lost sight of yourself, who you are, what you want, what your needs and expectations are. And that has allowed you to sort of possibly get tangled up in situations that haven't been the easiest to endure and haven't been the most pleasant to go through, but again, that have taught you a lot, right? Again, with this owl card, I feel like this next relationship is actually going to highlight a lot of the things that you have already learned, a lot of the experiences that you have gone through. But again, I feel like that highlighting aspect is necessary so that those things could be released, so that they wouldn't have that much power over you anymore. The other thing that I'm noticing, which is interesting, is that on both of these two cards, we have this like substance that is coming out of the chest of these women. So here we can see that it's like her heart is bleeding or her chest is bleeding. And over here we can see all of these like light formations, right, that are bursting out of her chest. And so it does feel like an opening or like a purging of your heart. And that's what this next relationship is going to bring. It's going to help you purge some stuff out, some energetic stuff, some emotional stuff, some psychological stuff that has been lodged, or let's just say lodged, that has been lodged inside of your heart. And even here with the Shield Maiden, this is like very combative energy. And this is almost you taking back control of your heart and taking back control of your emotional space. So yeah, I actually really love that these cards are here, and because this is talking about an energy of liberation. This is you becoming liberated from your past baggage and opening up to a more lighthearted, a more positive, a more open way of being. Because even with this Patience card, in traditional terms, this card is actually the Temperance card, and Temperance also talks about like transmuting energy, right? It's alchemy, it's turning something into something else. And so I feel like this is what you're going to be experiencing. You're going to be experiencing alchemy. This relationship is going to be transformative for you in the best way possible. And it's going to help you restore your sense of self. And I really, really love that. I truly do love that. Now, again, whether this is going to be in a romantic sense or in a friendship sense, I will leave it up to you to decide, because it most likely is going to depend a lot on what you are looking for in your life as well. And so that's not even that important, to be honest. But I really love these energies here. And I have a really good feeling about this next relationship for you, because it feels like it's very, very, almost like groundbreaking. But let's move on to the tarot portion now and see what sort of lessons this relationship is going to bring and or teach, I should say, and what sort of blessings it's going to bring about for you. So we have the King of Pentacles first. Yeah, Three of Swords. Not surprised to see that here for the lessons part. And the Six of Wands. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. I love that. Wow. Okay. And for the blessings, yeah, the Ten of Swords. Wow. Leaving the past in the past. Yes, with that Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, this is amazing. So starting off with the lessons part first, we have the King of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and Six of Wands. Now, not surprised in the slightest that the Three of Swords is here. Because as I was saying, there is an element of the past that is still very much having an effect on you. And the Three of Swords does talk about heartache. It talks about pain. It talks about disappointment. It talks about wounding of the heart, painful lessons that you have experienced. And as I said, I do feel like there is going to be highlighting of that this relationship brings about. So yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be necessary for that past pain to be brought back to the surface so that it would be exposed, it would be looked at again, and it could be worked through, because we have the Six of Wands here. And now the Six of Wands is literally a card of victory. This is you sort of coming out on top. And this relationship is going to challenge you to look at those wounds that you have to your heart space. And again, I can't get over how the design of the cards, like how the cards work together at times. So as I was saying, her chest is literally bleeding on this card. And we have the Three of Swords here, which are clearly piercing a heart as well. So this is just way too apt. It's going to be painful to face these past hurts again, right? This relationship is going to challenge you to face those past pains, but it's so that you could finally let them go. You could finally sort of battle with them or overcome them, and release yourself from them, set yourself free from them. And I feel like the King of Pentacles in this context, yes, it can talk about the person who possibly has caused you the most hurt. That's a possibility. But I more strongly feel that this King of Pentacles is actually symbolizing your own sort of sense of security or your own sense of self, the divine masculine within you, whether you are male or female, it doesn't matter. The King of Pentacles in this context, I'm not talking about gender at all. I'm just talking about that masculine energy. And it's especially that energy that brings about the sense of like security and safety and comfortability. And it seems that like that part of you is the part that has been compromised the most from your past experiences, from your past relationships. And so this next relationship is actually going to sort of highlight the aspect in which your own divine masculine has been compromised, in which your own divine masculine has been wounded, so that you don't possibly feel safe within yourself anymore. You don't feel like you are able to open up to anyone because you don't feel safe. This is really like, it's going to be difficult, but also I almost feel like this is a blessing in and of itself. And so that's why it's kind of interesting that when we do move on to the blessings part here, the cards are still sort of carrying forward that same message, or it's still connected to that pain. Because the Ten of Swords, this is like dead, done, over with. This is like, it's done. It's done. And you have sort of been through the worst, and there's nowhere like else to go from here than up. And with the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed, this to me is further talking about like building some sort of like unstable foundations, or being tangled up in like energies that are not going to be very long lasting. But the Ten of Swords, this to me tells me that this relationship is going to bring about the end of you experiencing that. It's going to allow you to stop looking for that safety outside of yourself. So yeah, I almost see this relationship as like changing the way you approach different relationships in general, or your connection to other people, because it's like you're not going to as you work through this like safety issue within yourself, or like break out of that pain, it's going to allow you to arrive to a place where you're not going to like invest or run towards or rush towards getting very quickly and very seriously committed, and again tangled with, I don't know why I want to keep saying that, tangled with people and relationships that are not actually good for you, that are not actually the places where you can find stability and security. So yeah, this is really amazing. And again, I do want to say that even though these blessings and these lessons and all of that this relationship is going to bring you, this transformative energy, even though it's so good for you, in essence, it's so good for you, it's exactly what you need, it's not going to be pleasant, and it is going to be challenging. It's going to be something that you have to sort of push through, right? Like with the Shield Maiden, you have to sort of be strong and endure the pain, and be willing to face the pain, and be willing to go through these transformations. But I do feel like when you do, you will finally be able to close some doors for good, because we have two tens here, and tens numerologically are all about the culmination of something, the end of something. You are closing one door and you are opening the door to a new chapter, essentially. So yeah, this is massive. This is really, really big. Very transformative relationship, definitely. But let's move on to the tea leaf oracle cards next and see what else does Spirit want you to know about this relationship. What is important for you to know? So let's see what we have. Yeah, we have flute, disappointment in a friend or lover. Yeah, I do definitely feel like, again, with the Three of Swords, there is going to be that element of disappointment that is going to be highlighted for you so that you could work through that issue, so that you could overcome that like painful that painful area that is still taking up energetic space in your heart. And it's actually interesting that we're getting that. So we didn't really go over too specifically how that past pain is going to be highlighted for you, how it's going to be triggered. But yeah, with the Three of Swords, it makes a lot of sense that the relationship that you are going to be getting into, there is going to be some sort of like element there that reminds you of that pain. So yeah, it could be that you are experiencing some sort of disappointment from that person, but again, I feel like it's going to be healing this time. Wow, we also have fan, romance, celebration, party. Okay, so yeah, it seems like it's not going to be all bad. Again, we had this pleasure here, right? And I don't even want you to feel like it is bad. I really don't want you to get like thrown off in that sense, because it's not bad. Again, this is a very, very necessary experience that you're going through, but it can be sort of like going through ups and downs, and it can be like, again, you possibly may experience a lot, because again, with this freedom flows, it's like, it seems like you are going to be opened up to a lot of different experiences and different people through this relationship. Okay, yeah, we have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Again, I do feel like some aspects, some painful aspects are going to be triggered. But again, do not forget that it's also that energy can be transmuted and purified out of you. It can be purged. And finally, we have dog, close up, pleasure with a close friend. So see, I do feel like there is, oh, interesting. It says pleasure, right? And we had pleasure over here too with this card. So it is interesting that you're getting kind of like a mixed bag here. Like there is pleasure, there is fun, there is romance, there is celebration, but then there is also frustration and disappointment. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it seems like it's kind of like a roller coaster ride for you, pile 2. Yeah, I feel like that's why this card said, don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. It's almost like urging you to experience different things and to go and explore and see what comes up, because, yeah, certain things need to be brought up so that you could deal with them, purge them, and then set yourself free from them. But it's very exciting stuff anyway, pile 2, and I hope that you see it that way too. But we're going to close the reading out with this last oracle card to see what sort of advice Spirit has for you regarding this connection. Okay. Oh, we have another number 18, by the way. We have 18 here, and now we have 18 over here too. It says, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Oh my God, okay. This is perfect. Yeah, again, this is that purging energy that is going to be coming about with the frog here. So yeah, I feel like this is just Spirit's way of putting a dot on the reading here, and just, yeah, this is pretty much it. This, I feel like, is summing up all of the main key element of this reading, and that is that your next relationship, pile number 2, whether it is of a romantic nature, whether it is of a friend nature, whether it is anything in between, or whether it is both, whatever it is, it seems that the next relationship that is entering your life is going to be transformative for you. It's going to bring about a a lot of emotional purging, and it's going to sort of surface the different emotions and wounds that are still very much like lodged in your heart space and that need to be sort of shaken up and released so that you could move past them and release that excessive baggage, right? Like with the Ten of Swords. You've carried those swords on your back for long enough. It's ready. You're ready to let them go now. And again, it's probably going to be like a longer process that is going to be activated by this connection. But in the end, I feel like it's going to be so incredibly worth it. And you will be so happy that you went through these different things that this relationship is going to bring about for you. But wow, yeah, this relationship is all about you, okay? This is all about you and your growth and your expansion and your liberation. So, pile 2, I hope that you are excited for that. I hope that it wasn't too like scary to hear, but again, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So hopefully you see it that way too. But anyway, let me know either way how you felt about this reading, whether this spoke to you, how it resonated and all of that. You can leave me a comment down in the comment section. You can also give me a thumbs up just to let me know that it resonated. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you would want to hang out with me in the future. I would really, really love to have you here again. And other than that, any information that you need is in the description box down below. So check that out if you are interested. But yeah, if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. And I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Sorry, I almost never do this. But just as I closed the camera or turned off the camera and stopped recording, my eye was drawn to these 2 cards, and I heard the sentence, stop going down the same old path. So yeah, again, remember, this was the blessing, right? This is the blessing that this relationship is bringing you, and it's bringing you apparently the freedom of not going down the same old path. So yeah, I just felt like I had to come back and say that. So here it is. Now it's said. And again, thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you are excited and that you are all doing really, really well. So you chose this specific door, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at this message. So let's see what we have. We have 1111, numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. Okay, so first of all, 1111 is a very good sign or omen from Spirit. It means that you are on your soul path, and this is exactly where you are meant to be. This is exactly where you're meant to go. So yeah, you may see a lot of synchronicities, or you may see a lot of like serendipitous events when it comes to that relationship, or how you sort of meet that person, how your relationship progresses, or you may find out like weird things that like coincide for you, or similarities in your past or in your background or in your like upbringing, in your beliefs, all of that type of thing. 1111 is just a very, very auspicious sign. So yeah, don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. So this is again a very, very promising sign. So let's see what the actual cards have to say, because we have lots to go through. We are first going to start off with these oracle cards, and they are going to tell us a bit about the nature of the relationship that is coming in for you. So these cards will just describe what that relationship that is coming in for you, what that is going to be like. And then we're going to get more specific with tarot cards, looking at the lessons that that relationship will teach you and the blessings that it will bring. And then we're going to close the reading out with some more specific messages and advice from Spirit. But let's see what we have. Okay, we're starting off with Eagle. We have faith. Okay, yeah, we have sun, enjoy, success, and happiness. Okay, amazing. We also have the sun over here with this eagle card, so that's kind of cool. Wow, we have tree. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. Crown chakra, number 7. And finally, we have the black egg. Wow. Okay. So pile 3. Looking at your cards here, I definitely get the sense that the next relationship that is entering your life is going to be a very divinely inspired one. Especially with the crown chakra and the black egg. The black egg is actually a chakra card too. It's talking about the throat chakra. This is the 5th chakra that is all about your truth. It's all about your free expression and your most authentic expression. Whilst the crown chakra is all about your connection to the divine, to the higher dimensions and the higher realms, being a part of something bigger, being a part of something more grand, like a spiritual network, right? Like understanding and perceiving how everything is connected and like what you are here for. Realizing that you are a spiritual divine being in a physical body. So these 2 cards in and of themselves are very, very like spiritual and sort of high vibrational anyway. But we also have this eagle card here. And this is very divine in essence as well. But this is like divine masculine to me in its nature, because it also, as you can see, and as I already brought out before, it also displays the sun, and the sun is very much like that, the epitome or the archetypal symbol or sign of masculinity, at least in a lot of traditions and in a lot of cultures and religions, whilst the moon is all about the feminine. So I find it very, very interesting that we're getting 2 like full moon cards here, especially this one with Cancer, because Cancer is very much that like motherly feminine energy, that nurturing, caring energy. And on here, we actually see a woman who is pregnant. So again, very motherly energy. Whilst with both of these cards where the sun is being represented, this is masculine energy. And so to me, what these cards are saying is that like the next relationship is actually going to be very, very balanced in its like feminine and masculine natures. Now, I'm not saying that we are talking about gender in any sort of way. It doesn't mean that you have to be female who is coming together with a male or vice versa. It's just saying that there is an equal or a very balanced energetic match here, where like both are providing exactly what is needed and sort of complementing each other perfectly. So that is like amazing to me. Again, right, we had this 11-11 here, so there is a spiritual component or almost like a divine component here, which speaks of like the perfect match or things being exactly how they are meant to. Now we also have this tree at the center of the cards, and tree in its like symbology to me speaks of a strong foundation. It speaks of roots. It speaks of again like connectivity, but it also speaks of like something that is sturdy, something that can withstand storms and difficult periods or changes and stuff like that. Something that like grows and expands and develops as time goes on, right? So I feel like the next relationship, seriously, pile 3, is something that is going to bring about a lot of like potential for a very long-standing, a very sturdy, a very secure and balanced relationship. there is definitely going to be a deeper sort of connection that you feel with that person. I honestly don't even doubt that. Because of this crown chakra here, it's almost like you recognize their soul, or their soul recognizes you, or it's like something just clicks into place for you when you come together with that person. And it's like with the black egg here, I feel like neither of you are afraid to be your true selves. Neither of you feel like you have to hold back, or like you have to present yourself in any specific sort of way so that you would be accepted more, you would be validated more. There's really no need for that. It's like you almost recognize each other immediately. That's what I feel with this eagle card too. The eagle is very much like, the eagle flies from such a high vantage point, and they have like amazing eyesight, amazing accuracy. And when they see something, they like go after it, and they get it. There's no question, there's no hesitation, there's no doubt. They just go after what they want. And so I feel like that's sort of, again, describing your connection too, that there is almost this like instant recognition or instant attraction, or it's like something like pulls you towards each other. And again, I feel like it's deliberate. It's meant to be that way. And with this faith card here too, it seems like this relationship is actually going to sort of enable you to have more faith, or to not be that like stressed or worried about how this relationship is going to go or progress. It's like you just have this quiet confidence, or this quiet knowing that things are going to be okay. I mean, with the Sun card, enjoy success and happiness, like this is pretty much all that you need to hear. I mean, this relationship, again, no matter in like what capacity is coming in, it can also be a friend. It can be a friendship as well, especially if you were already like committed, if you were already very happy with your partner and you are not looking for anything romantic. This could just be like a member of your soul family that you are meeting, right? And that you are sort of recognizing each other in that way. But I do have to say, I'm for some reason I am getting a more strong inkling that this is talking about a romantic relationship. But again, take it as it resonates. It's just with this enjoy success and happiness. This says that this to me is indicating that it's something that has just so much potential and so much like abundance to that relationship. And with this, a personal issue reaches resolution, I just feel like there is possibly some sort of emotional wound or something like that gets healed in this connection, or that you are able to like overcome thanks to that connection. Because I do feel like this connection is actually really, really healing in its essence as well. And it's going to be exactly what you need with this crown chakra. It almost feels like it's going to be one of those connections where it's really difficult to put into words what you are feeling towards that person, and they may have difficulty doing the same for you. It may be hard to explain to people the depth, the level of depth that you have in your relationship, in your connection. It's just going to be difficult to put into words, is kind of what I feel like. But yeah, it's definitely something that has a lot of potential and a lot of sort of stability, or it's just really, really good. That's what I'm feeling, pile 3. But let's move on to the more specific messages from these tarot cards. So we're first going to look at the sort of challenges, or the lessons that this relationship will teach you. And then we are going to look at the blessings that it is going to bring about. So let's start with the lessons. Okay. So we first have the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. We have Death in reverse, with the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so let's start with the lessons part. We have the Two of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I'm feeling that the sort of the main lesson that this relationship will teach you is to trust yourself more. I'm feeling that very strongly with the Queen of Pentacles here, which I feel is talking about you. And again, whether you are male, female, doesn't matter. This is just energy. And I'm feeling here that, like, more specifically, especially with both of these twos here, this relationship is teaching you to trust yourself in situations which require you to make some sort of decisions, especially the type of decisions that are uncomfortable for you, that seem like risky or that seem unpredictable, you're like not really sure. I feel like it's going through this relationship, what you are going to experience is that it's like you can't really go wrong, is pretty much what I want to say. With the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is actually a very secure, a very capable, a very wise and resourceful energy. And so even though you may not necessarily see it, again, remember, we had this, a personal issue reaches resolution. So as I said, it's like some sort of wound or some sort of aspect within you is being acknowledged and healed. And with the Queen of Pentacles, because this is, I feel that you are coming through more as the feminine energy here. This has got to do with like your confidence or your belief in your own skills and in your own abilities, your belief in your ability to like come out of situations or to handle difficult situations in the best way possible. So with the Two of Wands, I feel like this relationship is going to take you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because the Cancer, the sign of Cancer, is all about the comfort zone. And again, remember, we had this Faith card here. So this relationship is going to sort of push you more towards the space of having faith, not necessarily knowing exactly what is going to happen, but just believing, having faith that everything is going to work out for the best. And so this is what I feel like this relationship is teaching you, to sort of come out of your shell, come out of your comfort zone, and trust yourself more in trying new things and putting yourself sort of out into unknown situations and making difficult decisions with the Two of Swords, because you are capable enough. You are capable. So I really love seeing that, because this to me is saying that this relationship is going to help build you up in some sense. But now, looking at the blessings part, we have Death reversed, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. And in between these two cards, the 3 and the 9, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So whilst this lesson part, especially because of the Two of Swords, while this lesson part may be somewhat like tricky, and it may be, again, lessons are not necessarily, or I should even say, they are not usually very pleasant, right? There are sometimes things that we don't want to go through, that we don't want to learn, but they are necessary. So even if the lessons part here is somewhat testy, even though there aren't any like negative cards here, anything too bad. So I don't even feel like it's anything too bad, if I'm completely honest. But it's still, it might not be pleasant all the time, right? The Two of Swords is going to be sort of testing you. But with these cards here, this honestly feels to me like a rebirth, or like you saying goodbye to a certain dynamic that has maybe been in place for way too long. With the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, the message that I got here was that maybe in like past relationships or past encounters, you have had to be the one who is like constantly the giving one, or constantly the one who is the more like generous part in the connection, and wanting to like look out for or wanting to look after the other person, but maybe not necessarily getting that much back, right? With the Three of Pentacles, this is all about like building something solid, building something long-standing, long-lasting. But the Nine of Pentacles is much more of a like a solitary energy. And so, yeah, it does seem like possibly in the past you have had to invest a lot more heavily into relationships, and maybe you haven't really received that back. Your relationships have been more one-sided, or they have been sort of out of balance. But I feel like what this relationship is going to bring you is the sort of the opportunity to finally leave it in the past for good, to like transmute that energy with the Death card in reverse, to rebirth it into something that would be a lot more balanced. Again, we have the Six of Pentacles in between these cards, so it is talking about that like giving, receiving energy, that transactional energy. I feel like what this relationship is going to bring you is that balance, that sense that you are not the only one who is putting effort into that connection, who is working towards making this relationship or this connection into something solid, something that works, something that is sturdy and can stand the test of time. But I almost feel like another message here, or another blessing, is that this relationship is going to bring about a feeling where, or like an energetic space with the Three of Pentacles, of like your partnership offering you a space where you can feel yourself. With the Nine of Pentacles, you can feel like yourself, you can be confident in yourself, and you can feel good about who you really are without having to like shift or change anything. And with the Death card in reverse, these like massive transforming relationships are over, or like you don't have to go through those anymore. Like some massive lessons have been learned, is kind of what I'm feeling. So yeah, in any case, this relationship just feels a lot more sturdy, a lot more secure and supportive than relationships that you have experienced in the past. So honestly, this just feels really, really, really good. And I feel like there is a lot of potential for the both of you to truly grow through this relationship. Not just as individuals, which I definitely see here for you, but also as a partnership or as a relationship. It seems like you both are going to be doing some growing in this relationship, but in the best way possible. So yeah, wow. Okay, let's move on to the tea leaf oracle cards portion now and look at what sort of more specific messages Spirit has for you regarding this relationship. What else do you need to know? Okay, we have crib, birth or conception of a child, or enterprise. Wow, okay, so we had the pregnancy here, okay, so, and we also had this Cancer card here. So again, remember, as I was saying, this is talking about that like motherly energy. So, and we also have this egg here now that I look at it as well. So, okay, please be mindful. If you are not wanting to get pregnant, if you're not wanting to have children, please be very, very mindful of that in your next relationship, because I do feel like conception is going to be extremely easy. So yeah, just please bear that in mind. But because of this tree card here, I kind of am getting the sense that at least for like a lot of you in this group, if you chose this pile, I do feel like you do want children, or at least if not now, then in the future you do want children. And so this to me is just like a reassuring message that growth potential, right? Like growing and expanding the family, that seems to be very much on the cards here. But again, if that is not something that you want, then please be extra, extra cautious. But of course, again, we have this enterprise here too. So it could very well be that you are actually growing a business with that person too, if that's what you want. We had these pentacle cards here. Again, remember these pentacle cards. So yeah, it could very well be that you build not just a relationship, but also a company with that person. So yeah, it just seems like expansion and growth is very much something that you will be doing with that person. Okay, we also have pig, beware of greed. Yeah, so be mindful of that. Be mindful of becoming a bit too greedy. But again, because of this like blessings portion here, I do feel like there is going to be a much more like equal give and take in this relationship. So yeah, I hope that that is at least some sort of consolation or reassurance for you. But yeah, definitely take it as it resonates. But greed could be a component to look out for. Okay, oh yeah, and I also wanted to say you got the Astral House card. The previous two piles didn't get the Astral House card. There are very few of those amongst, like, there are about 200 or something cards of these Tea Leaf Oracle cards, and there are about like 6 or 7 or 8 or something of these. So yeah, they are very rare in the deck, and the fact that you got one is very very special. And of course we have the marriage card. I'm just not surprised. That's all. I'm just not surprised. So yeah, it definitely seems like commitment is on the cards for you here. Marriage, again, if you want it. And it doesn't have to be like a romantic sort of marriage. It can also be a marriage, like a partnership, a business partnership type of marriage, right? Like becoming business partners. It can be that as well, but I mean, more strongly I am feeling that this is talking about romance. So okay, and finally we have the mountain road. You are on the road to success. Okay, we had success here too with the sun card. So I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. I mean, pile 3, you have gotten so many amazing cards. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, seriously. Like, you were definitely the first pile that has like such amazing cards, such promising cards. Like, this is definitely, if this message is for you, if this reading resonates with you, you are definitely blessed, is all I can say. You're definitely blessed, and Spirit is definitely looking out for you, because this is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you should feel very, very happy and very excited. But yeah, I don't really have to say anything else about these cards because they are so self-explanatory. So I guess we're just going to close the reading out with the last oracle card message. This is advice from Spirit to you regarding this connection. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we have choose love. You always have choice. Make yours with love. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's interesting that the card speaks of choice because, as I was saying here with the lesson aspect, there are definitely going to be decisions that you're going to be faced with that you need to make that are going to push you out of your comfort zone. But I feel like they are going to grow you and they're going to grow your belief in yourself. So yeah, choose love. This is what Spirit has to say to you. Wow, I don't even know what to tell you. Clearly something amazing is coming into your life, and I have to say I love doing these types of readings because like, more often than not, if my intention is to do something like lighthearted and happy and like very uplifting, the messages, they almost like, you know, they never turn out the way that I expect them to or that I want them to, right? Spirit has their own way of addressing things and talking about things and themes and subjects that they deem important to bring up. And so whenever there is a message coming through that is like pure joy and like success and happiness and just like, this is everything that like you want, basically, it's just, it makes me so happy to deliver these messages. So I hope that you enjoyed this too. But yeah, let me know, pile 3, how you resonated with this reading. If you recognized anything, if you felt like intuitively that this is your message, let me know. Yeah, I really I really want to hear from you, pile 3. Sorry, I'm getting so lost in the energy again. It's like sometimes that happens, so I'm sorry if I'm like a bit spacey, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this reading, you can let me know in the comment section. You can also give me a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel so that you wouldn't miss out any future readings. That's it. Any other information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you're interested. But other than that, please take care of yourselves. Pile 3, congratulations if this is your reading, and I hope to see you very, very soon in my next one. Oh, and please do let me know when you actually do meet this person, and like when this actually manifests for you. Please let me know. I hope that you remember to come back to this video and to my channel and let me know that that's how it worked out for you. I would really, really, really love to know. But anyway, thank you, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. You chose this specific door, and I hope that you're all doing well and that you are excited for the reading, because I am absolutely buzzing. So anyway, we are going to start off with this card specifically and see what the message is behind the door that you chose. So we have Three-Eyed Raven. As sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. Prepare for the unexpected. Wow. Okay, so I definitely get the sense that this relationship that is coming in for you next, that's entering your life, is going to be a surprise. It's going to be something that like takes you by surprise, something that you don't see coming, something that like almost sneaks up on you. Yeah, and it could be because a messenger raven calls out with news. It could be that someone gets in touch with you, and that's how your next relationship sort of starts. But we shall see. We shall see, pile number 4, because we have lots and lots of cards to go through to get a better understanding of what your next relationship is going to be about, what it's going to be like, and all of that. So that's what we are going to be doing first. With these oracle cards, we will get an understanding of the nature of the relationship that is entering your life next. Then we're going to move on to more specific tarot messages to see what sort of lessons that relationship will teach you and what sort of blessings it will bring. And then we're going to close the reading out with some more specific messages and advice from Spirit. But let's see what we have. Okay, we're starting off with Fish. We have Gratitude. Ooh, Shaman, Trust in Higher Forces. Okay. Wow, we have Sappho, Love. Look at the bigger picture with full moon in Sagittarius. Patience and Planning. And Shock, okay. Wow. So pile 4, what an interesting array of cards. To sort of sum it up in a very like broad sense, I'm getting a message of this next relationship being one that teaches you more how to be in the present moment and how to be sort of happy with where you are and how things are, and sort of make the most of where you are right now rather than wishing and hoping and dreaming and sort of living in the future. I very strongly feel that there is an element of the here and now in this like relationship. And I'm not saying that it means that the relationship is going to be like short-lived or that it's not going to be substantial or committed or anything. Again, the whole nature, like whether it's romantic or whether it's platonic or anything like that, I will leave it up to you to decide, because you know in your heart what you want. If you are looking for a romantic relationship or whether you are not looking for a romantic relationship and are much more interested in like friendships and that type of thing. So I will leave it up to you to decide, because in truth it's not actually even that important. It's more so what that relationship is going to bring you, what it's going to teach you, what sort of role it is going to play in your life moving forward. And again, remember, we had this three-eyed raven here, right? Which was talking about the unexpected and like surprises. And so the reason why I'm feeling the here and now is, well, not just because of this gratitude card here, which is definitely very much talking about that, but I also feel that with the fish and the shark. Now, both of these cards are symbolizing water energy, water element, the water element. So it's like water is very flowy. Water is constantly like moving, unless it's like a pond or a lake or something, right? But even then, it's like it's something that wants to flow and move. And I do feel here, especially with the shark. The shark to me is like very unpredictable energy. It's something that, as I said, I think I even used the word like that the connection is going to almost like sneak up on you or something. That's the shark energy to me. The shark energy in this deck is very much like one that sort of sneaks up on you, one that like takes you by surprise, right? And with the fish card here, you can even see the crescent moon as well. And to me, this is indicative of you needing to sort of trust your intuition, trust what you're feeling, and flowing with that emotional current, taking where your emotional flow takes you. So again, very much being in the present, very much being adaptive and reactive to what is presently happening in your surroundings. And I feel like that's what this relationship is going to be like. It's going to be, again, somewhat like unexpected, because we have this shaman, which says trust in higher forces, and we have this full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. So it's kind of clear to me that this next relationship is not going to be one that you can make a lot of sense of, or that you will have a lot of control over. It's something that you possibly can only go through with feeling. Again, love. Love is the center card of this spread. So what you are feeling, what your heart space is telling you, where your emotional current is taking you, I feel like that is so incredibly important in this connection. And I feel like it's something that that this connection is going to really highlight for you. Especially because I feel like we have this patience and planning, but I almost feel like this card is like the energy of it is coming out in reverse. It's almost like it's the shadow side of the patience and planning. And so, you know what, I'm just going to turn it upside down, because that's really how I feel like this card is. I didn't use any reversals in the deck, and that's why all of the cards have been upright. But I am very specifically feeling for this card that it's meant to be in reverse. That's the energy of this card. So any sort of patience and planning is not really going to win you any favors. It's not really going to do anything for you, because again, it's like this relationship has got something bigger to like teach you, or something bigger to bring about. And I feel like it's meant to push you towards that emotional space, and meant to push you towards trusting your heart, trusting what your intuition is telling you, and just sort of living in the moment. Again, I feel like that's what this relationship is sort of all about for you, to learn to become more flexible. And again, I know that I'm sort of rushing ahead. We haven't really looked at the lessons part or anything like that yet, but I truly do feel like that is a key component in this connection. Another thing that I'm feeling is that like there may be sort of very sudden changes, and there could be things that don't make sense to you, or that you don't really understand. Like the connection can be somewhat confusing at times. Again, it's like, even with the three-eyed raven, this is very like spiritual, very like high vibrational, out of this world, otherworldly energy. So what this is telling me is that like your sort of worldly senses are not going to do too much for you in this connection. Again, if you start trying to use your mind to like rationalize or analyze your way through the connection, you're going to be left stumped rather soon, or rather fast, I feel. So just be prepared that things are possibly going to be somewhat hard to like make sense of. And it may be difficult to like read the signs in the relationship, because it's like, I feel like the changes are sort of constant, and when they do come about, they like, you really won't have too much power or control over them. But having said all of that, especially because of the Shaman card here, I do feel like it's all for a reason. Everything has a divine reason behind it. This connection has a divine reason behind it. You are getting very many divine cards here. So this connection is really going to push you in that space of like appreciation for what is. And that is going to allow you not to miss all of the beautiful blessings that are present for you, right? That's what I feel. But yeah, definitely this is going to be a very interesting experience. I can say that much. But let's now move on to the tarot cards. Let's see if we can get some more specifics. So we're first going to look at what sort of lesson or lessons this relationship will teach you. And then we're going to see what sort of blessings it will bring. So let's see. The Hierophant, first and foremost. Wow, the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is the Seven of Pentacles. In like traditional tarot terms, this card, Patience and Planning, is the Seven of Pentacles. And it's actually coming out in reverse over here. So what was I saying? I felt that that card is supposed to be in reverse. Oh my God, I love tarot so much. Okay, we're moving on. So we have the Knight of Wands next with the Fool. Wow. Knight of Wands is Sagittarian energy. And we had the full moon in Sagittarius too. So yeah, that's definitely a big one. And the Tower. Oh my God. Honestly, like this is just insane. It's insane to me. Even though I do these readings regularly, it's still insane to me how the cards work together sometimes. Starting off with the lesson or lessons that the connection is going to teach you. The Hierophant, the Seven of Swords reversed, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So the Hierophant in and of itself is a card of teaching or a card of learning. And I do feel like this is almost saying that there is going to be a leveling up that this relationship is going to offer you. But this leveling up is not going to be, again, it's not going to be an easy thing, like a walk in the park. It's going to be something that tests you, that challenges you, that pushes you so that you could grow and develop. So with the Hierophant being here, this is saying that the relationship, the next relationship entering your life, is definitely going to be one that teaches you a lot of lessons. And I feel like with the Hierophant too, this is about like taking in new information, broadening your mind, and like expanding your beliefs, expanding your values, taking in new information. So I do feel like the relationship is going to sort of challenge you, or at least teach you to start seeing possibly your own behavior, actually very strongly your own behavior, which I'm going to get to in a minute, but possibly also the nature of relationships and how you perceive relationships and how you behave in relationships, all of those things. I feel like that's what this relationship will sort of teach you to think differently about moving forward. Because we have the Seven of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And both of these cards to me are talking of like a pattern of self-sabotage where you may have too many specific expectations with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, too many specific expectations and like demands for the connection that ends up actually messing the relationship up. And again, it's like, I feel like the relationship that you will get into next is going to show you that pattern. It's going to highlight that pattern for you, or sort of teach you to break out of that, because I'm feeling a very rigid sort of energy here with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. I'm feeling a very rigid energy, almost like you have been very set in your ways in like past relationships, or in the ways that you have expected your past relationships to go, or even if, again, whether they have been romantic, whether they have been anything other than romantic, the way that you have related to people has possibly been a bit more like forceful, or a bit more wanting to, wanting things to go the way that you expect them to. And so I feel like that's what this relationship is going to change for you. It's going to help you sort of see it first and foremost, but also to break out of that pattern and to start viewing relationships differently, growing your mindset, growing your like modus operandi, the way that you behave in relationships, essentially building a new normal for you. And I'm also saying it because I'm looking at the blessings card here, and this to me speaks of like freedom. We have the Knight of Wands with the Fool and the Tower. So the Knight of Wands is very much like expressive, explorative, very much like willing to go with the flow, very much adaptive, like we were talking here. This is going to bring about like a new sense of excitement for you. I feel like this relationship is going to be very exciting and very thrilling almost. Because with the Fool and the Tower coming out side by side, it's like you never really know what's going to happen next, or you never really know like what you're going to be doing next, or what sort of plan or idea is going to be thrown in the mix. And I feel like that sense of like flexibility, because that's really what I feel these cards are talking about. It's flexibility and being willing to like jump into the unknown, not attaching or clinging to anything. I feel like it's going to actually allow you to learn to enjoy your relationships a lot more as well. Because as banal and sort of basic as it sounds, we all know that if we have very specific expectations, it's a very, very narrow possibility that those expectations are going to be met completely the way that we want them to be met. And as soon as these expectations are not met, there is high probability for disappointment. So essentially, the more expectations you have, especially in a relationship, the more you are setting yourself up for disappointment. And so even though it's only a matter of perspective, right? If you chose to see things differently, and if you chose to broaden your mind and stay open-minded and let the relationship and let the other person surprise you, there wouldn't be the need for disappointment. Because nothing has gone wrong, nothing has happened. So I essentially feel like that's really what this relationship is going to bring you. But again, I feel like learning that is by no means going to be a pleasant thing. It's definitely going to test you. It's definitely going to push your buttons and almost like tempt you to go back to that place, or tempt you to get stuck in that, like, again, that patience and that planning process, right? Envisioning something very, very specific. But again, it's sort of being stuck in that very specific mindset of like how things should go is going to take away that essence of like gratitude, of actually seeing the good that is there. Because all you can really focus on is the thing that isn't there, or the thing that didn't go as planned, the thing that let you down somehow. So yeah, this this relationship feels like it's going to teach you a very, very, very valuable lesson that is not only going to benefit you in relationships in general, but it's also going to benefit you in your life moving forward in other areas of life. So this seems like a very, very necessary experience for you, pile 4, definitely. And I love that the Tower is coming out for the blessing side, because I do feel that the unexpected, and that's what the Tower is in essence as well, it's about unexpected changes. I do feel that the unexpected aspect of that connection is actually a really, really good one. It's a very positive one. Even if it's something that you're not used to, it's a good thing. But anyway, let's move on to the Tea Leaf Oracle card section now. We're going to look at the more specific messages from Spirit. What else do you need to know about this connection? And as you can see, we have a special card here too. The only piles that got the green card is you and pile 3. So yeah, these are very, very special. There are only like, I think 8 of those or something in the whole deck. And there are about like 200 cards of these red ones. So yeah, very special cards. But let's see what you get. We have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love tarot. I love Spirit. I love Oracle cards. And I know that I say it all the time, but I really can't, I can't stop saying it, because it's just, it never ceases to amaze me. Yeah, change is definitely coming. Things are not going to be this way. So yeah, this relationship, again, no matter the sort of nature of it, is going to bring about a lot of change for you, and things are never going to be sort of stationary or the same for a very long time. And again, it may sound scary right now to you because of everything that we went through previously, and sort of those inklings or tendencies that you have, but it's going to be good. Seriously, it's going to be good, and it's going to bring a lot of, again, excitement, and just being in that pure, being in the pure energy of love, being grateful and appreciative of what is and what you get to experience in the here and now. Yeah, we also have wealth. So clearly this relationship is going to bring wealth, and it doesn't have to be specifically like financially speaking. There can be a wealth of emotion, there can be a wealth of love, there can be a wealth of appreciation, whatever. But definitely this relationship is going to sort of make you more abundant and make you see more abundance in your life, and also attract more abundance thanks to it. We also have pineapple and reconciliation. So interesting. It could be that that the next relationship entering your life is actually someone you already know. It's a possibility. Oh yeah, and actually it kind of even makes sense in some way, because we had the a message raven calls out with news. So, and as I was saying, it could be that like someone messages you or someone reaches out to you, and that's how that like relationship begins. So it could very well be that that's what this card is talking about. Reconciliation. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be like an ex or anything like that, especially if you don't want your ex back. It can just be like a long lost friend, or someone you used to go to school with, or someone you used to work together with way back when, you know, or someone who used to live in your neighborhood. No matter what it is, it can just be like an old acquaintance that you have never had a romantic relationship with before. But yeah, reconciliation sounds very interesting. And finally, how apt is that we're actually closing with the door, which was the way that we began these readings as well, with the door. So I really love seeing that. And it says opportunities are waiting for you. Yeah, so I do see that there are going to be, like, again, lots of like unexpected sort of changes, and like interesting turns of events that you are going to be experiencing thanks to that relationship. But I also feel like, as I said, because this relationship is like teaching you to stay more open-minded, to become more open-minded, and to become more receptive to opportunities and situations that you maybe didn't envision or hadn't even thought of before. It's like, it seems that it's also going to, as I said, open up and benefit you in the grander scheme of things as well, in your overall life, in the different areas of your life, not just in love, and not just in like relationships, but in other areas of life as well. Very interesting stuff, pile number 4, I have to say. Okay, wow, let's see what the last piece of advice is for you from Spirit to close this reading out. But this is very exciting, and I do have to say, like, as a last sort of thing before we look at this advice message, I actually feel like this whole energy is very Sagittarian in nature. Again, very like explorative, very much pushing you to sort of push your boundaries, test your limits, see what else is out there, see what you can experience and discover. And it's just very, very expansive. And again, just appreciating life for what it is in the here and now. Okay, but let's see what, oh my God, how beautiful is that? This is so, okay, I love this. We are finishing with the I love you card. These are powerful words. And it's interesting that we had love here as well with Sappho. So, wow, okay. It could be that, well, first and foremost, I feel like Spirit is saying that they love you as well. So that's almost like a reassurance here. But I feel like what this is saying is that there may actually be a possibility for you to truly experience and to truly share love with this person that you are getting into this relationship with next. So yeah, wow, okay. I am going to leave it here, because I feel like there's nothing else to say, really. You are in for a ride, pile 4, and I hope that you are excited about it, because in essence, what is happening, even if it's like inconvenient, even if it's uncomfortable, you are being opened up more to life and to living your life to the fullest, to experiencing life to the fullest, and not holding yourself back anymore. Allowing life to surprise you and allowing people to surprise you. And I feel like that is an amazing, amazing thing. Especially if you have been living more in the shadows and feeling more disappointed in life. This seems like a very, very prosperous and promising relationship. So I hope that you are excited, pile 4. I hope that you like this reading. If that's the case, please let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. You can also give me a comment, or you can leave me a comment in the comment section. I would love to hear from you and love to know how this resonated. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and if you would like to see more from me in the future. And any other information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you are interested. But that's all from me. I am wishing you all the best, and if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you very soon in my next reading. Bye bye.